So before we talk about how we would control, what are some potential things that are confounding variables for this chocolate study? Yes?
The type of chocolate.
Okay. What else? Okay, so frequency / amount of chocolate. What else?
I'm not sure if this is too far away from the chocolate subject, but possibly the diets of the women.
What else?
The stage of pregnancy, maybe?
Ooh, for sure. For sure.
That's what I was gonna say.
Okay. For sure. How about this? Happiness of the mother, temperament of the mother. Because you know who has a bouncy temperament? Lambo. You know who has a deadpan temperament? I'm very deadpan. You guys with me?
Mm-hmm.
Now, can we control for the temperament of the mother?
No.
No, so we're not going to worry about that here. But how do we control for the temperament of the mother? We randomly assign. So that if, let's say we have 50 women like Lambo and 50 women like me, all pregnant, and we randomly assign them, we're not going to get all the Meisters in one group and all the Lambos in the other, right? Hopefully, we'll probably have about the same amount in each group, so that'll be fine. Cool? All right, so can we control for stage of pregnancy?
No.
No. But again, if we have 100 women at a plethora of pregnancy stages, right? Okay? We're not going to get all the third trimester women in one group and so on and so forth if we randomly assign. So while stage of pregnancy is for sure a confounding variable, I'm going to cross it off as something we need to control for because we don't get to pick what stage of pregnancy the woman is in. Does that make sense? Okay, so now we have these kinds of things. So explain some things we might do. Use the same amount and type of chocolate for the and I'm going to do quote unquote chocolate group. Okay, and have the women follow similar diets. Otherwise.
Should we have all the women, no matter what group they're in, follow the similar diet?
Yes.
Okay.
So that the only difference in their diets is the chocolate. Everybody good? Are there other things you could have put here? Absolutely. And as long as you kind of have thought through and it makes sense for that to be a confounding variable, that works. Okay. Now, I guaranteed that the way question number 2 on the quiz is going to be written is one in which you will have to use a random number generator. Is everybody with me on that? Because you didn't have to use all the details on the previous quiz about using a random number generator. And it is something that I think is very important in terms of the wording and stuff that you need to use. Okay? So when we go over this, could you have flipped a coin to assign treatments? Absolutely. Because we have 2 treatment groups, the chocolate and the no chocolate group. I'm not going to describe it that way. That doesn't mean you were wrong in doing it. The one I want being the public version of it is one where you use a random number generator because I promise you that's how the quiz is going to be written. Is that okay? Did you guys get me on that? Mm-hmm. So I'm not trying to be a jerk. I just get to be anyway. Cool? Mm-hmm. All right. So the first thing I would do is assign each of the pregnant women with a number between 1 and 100. Now, as we talk about this, you guys, When we assign a number to our participants, we do not do so randomly. It would go like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Is everybody with me on that? Okay. Because you know what people like to say here? Randomly assign each person a number. Here's the problem with doing it that way, okay? I'm going to look at Nico. And so far, nobody has a number, right? So I'm going to randomly generate a number between 1 and 11. Nico, by the way, you're 6. Okay? And then I'm going to do another one. Julia, by the way, you're 9. Okay? Dylan, 3. Genre, 6. What's the problem?
There's 2 6s.
I would have to regenerate, right? Because that's what we do. We do a unique number, right? Okay, you're 8. Felix, 2. So on and so forth. All right. Then I get over to Freddie. How many numbers are left for me to assign to Freddie?
I think
2. 2. How many times am I going to have to regenerate? A lot. Do you guys see what I'm saying? Now, when I get to Rishi, I don't have to regenerate because there's only one number left. But do you guys kind of see how this goes? Mm-hmm. And why that's a problem? All right? All right. All right. So, we assign everybody a number. Then, we're going to use a RNG, random number generator, to get 50 unique numbers. The women assigned these numbers. Are the chocolate group. Can you imagine being a part of this study and being placed into the non-chocolate group? Gross. Mm-hmm. That would make me sad.
That would also make me sad.
Have we assigned both treatments?
No.
The remaining are the non-chocolate groups. Then you would need to... I would be really angry. How are we feeling, okay? All right. Significance. So we did all this assignment, yeah? Okay. Here. All right. Significant means that the temperament ratings of each group were so different that it could not have occurred by chance. Feeling good? If it didn't occur by chance, what does that mean?
That the chocolate does change the chocolate.
The chocolate alters
The
temperament of the baby.
Are we allowed to use causation?
Yes.
Okay.
Because in an experiment with randomly assigned treatments, you can absolutely conclude causation.
I said consuming chocolate during a pregnancy causes an improvement in infant temperament.
Okay, So the question, that's absolutely true, and it's a conclusion we can make from a significant result. This particular question is saying, what does the word significant mean? And the word significant means that the end result after the treatments were assigned were so far apart from each other that difference could not have occurred by chance. Like, I would really be looking for something as significant as if it is unlikely to have occurred by chance alone. And then I would have looked to see, did you tie it to the context here? Is everybody good? All right. Now, the football coach. 3 principles of experimental design are control, random assignment, replication. Which one is the huge one that he didn't follow?
It was that the players got to choose which treatment they had.
So there's no random assignment. Why is that a problem?
Like, oh, you go.
There you go.
Oh, okay. Because the players most likely chose their favorite workout, which would skew the results.
Okay, so the phrase "skew the results" is rarely, I'm not saying never, is rarely descriptive enough. Go ahead, Blake.
I said that like the players that choose a new one were more motivated to like choose like a different one, and like that would make the results, that would make them like be more strong because they'd be more motivated.
Okay. Yeah.
They would like group up and be more competitive, like adding competitiveness. Like if they choose what group they're in, then they know who else is in the group and they could end up being competitive, I guess.
I kind of agree with that. I think we would need to, the description would have to be really solid, but I think you could go there. Yeah.
I would say that maybe more players would choose weightlifting so that they can improve their arm muscles since they know that they'll have to do push-ups in the end.
Hey guys. All of you are getting there for sure. Now, there's a couple of answers I would accept here, but the general premise of the question is you want to talk about why the people who would choose one treatment are different from the people who would choose the other. And somehow, how does that influence the number of push-ups they can do? A lot of folks, you guys know that my reviews are usually former quizzes. So this was my quiz last year, and possibly 3 or 4 years ago, probably. Okay? And a lot of folks say, oh, the stronger players would choose weightlifting. And they never mentioned the fact that that means the players who chose weightlifting could also do more push-ups to begin with. Do you guys see what I'm saying here? So, Jack, I'm thinking about your answer of, like, more competitive. And I think because both groups would end up feeling more competitive by that explanation, that still makes the two groups similar to each other, not dissimilar from each other. Does that make sense? And really, when we're trying to describe confounding, we're talking about a difference amongst the treatment groups than the treatments itself. Okay? So what if instead, Blake, your answer was kind of like the players who are good at weightlifting probably chose weightlifting, right? Okay. And I think that that's a fine answer if you can say, oh, the players who were already good at weightlifting were probably stronger, which meant that they could do more push-ups than the other group to begin with. But if you didn't mention the push-up, we would run into some issues. You guys, we all get on this idea? So I think my answer for this might look like players who chose weightlifting are probably already better at, or are probably stronger than those who chose the new method. This means they can probably already do more push-ups. Cool? Did I tie it to the explanatory variable of which treatment they chose? And did I tie it to the response variable? It's got to be both. Is everybody okay with this idea? When we describe confounding, we describe it with respect to both the explanatory and the response variable. All right. Lastly, the nurses. Okay. As we look at this, we have our patients, yes? Those are our experimental units. We have their condition, and then we have the treatments. What are the treatments in this particular case?
The care.
The type of care. Is everybody with me on that? Okay. So the blocks exist before the treatments. So what are the blocks? The diagnoses. Because the type of care is the treatment. Type of care are the treatments?
No, because the type of care is treatment. Yeah, the
Is-
type of care is only
The types of care are the
Types
treatments.
types of care are the treatments is I think what it should be. Yes. Thanks, Nico. You guys, there's a reason I have Miss Andrews proofread everything I ever write. Not everything, but most of what I write. And I definitely have someone proofread just about everything I write. No one's ever claimed that I'm a strong writer. We doing okay? How do you guys feel about this? Are we feeling fairly confident?